Hi, my name is Daniel and I own. I am 32 years old, I live in Munich and I'm a software developer. I have been ohming for about 2 years. Before ohm, life was, comfortable, but in a way also difficult. I wanted to really find my purpose in life and walk that path, but I was never really sure what am I even supposed to do or what can I do, what is the right next step. I focused on software projects a lot in my private life, went into a lot of efforting while doing that, and which in the end cost me both my job and my relationship with my girlfriend. Throughout the last years of my life, I was always reaching for something that was distant and far away, and I always had this idea in my head that once I had this thing, then I would be happy and then I would feel fulfilled and would have everything in my life. When I first heard about Ohm, I was not interested at all. But there was this one event that I went to that was all about desire and relationships, and that really hit a nerve with me. The very concept of Ohm, of stroking a clitoris, made no sense to me at all. It was not comparable to anything else I had experienced, and I had no idea how this could even be linked to anything that I wanted. Maybe it was even signing up for the class and starting the own practice. That was the introduction for me to that idea that to get the things in life that I want, it might look totally different than what I think it should look like. My first OM was actually surprising. I had no expectations of how it would feel, but it felt super electric. I put my finger down and immediately I felt this strong electricity going through my body, my upper chest, and it just felt great. I had spent a lot of time in the past being in my head about what I wanted and what would be pleasurable, what would feel good, but it was actually that moment of oming where I could just be totally in the present, where I had to be in the present in order to stroke. As soon as I started my first ohm and I felt all that electricity, I had this thought, oh wow, I can actually do this. And I didn't have to figure it out, I didn't have to learn it, I didn't have to study it, it just came naturally. Yeah, it feels to me like a lot of times now, really higher power flows through me. Or maybe we could call it desire, or maybe we just could call it life, because that's really what it feels to me like. It's like life coming through. And this life force has a will of its own. It always guides me, and that guidance might not look like the thing I thought it would look like, but in the end it's always working out. I've learned so many times that I can just trust it. I can always trust that I'm held and that the next step is going to appear. See very clearly in my life the things that I didn't want, but I had no idea what I really wanted, what would give me that kind of satisfaction, and even one step towards having it. When I connected more and more to the Om community, I saw more and more of what was possible, of what I actually wanted. I saw people who are really alive and really outgoing. I noticed that I wanted that, and I gained a lot more trust in, yes, I can have this too. After a couple of weeks of practicing, I started to notice really the effects of Om, how all that energy in my body, all that electricity, all that warmth felt just so good that it gradually shifted my awareness and my attention from the things that weren't working in my life and what I was lacking towards the things that actually were working out, and from that it just built up like an avalanche of goodness. It's not about getting the thing or getting something specific. It's really about having joy in the moment and really feeling that joy, going for bliss, and then everything else falls into place naturally. My name is Daniel and I own.